Hello, everybody. It is Friday night once again, and we are here with Tori's podcast, Living the Abundant Life. We have
Yeah.
guests with us. We have Kelja, the Princess Goddess from Truth, Honesty, and Transparency. We have Miss Carla from Crazy Carla's Concoction, and we have my man Devin, who is also in a part of this show. So, how's everyone doing this evening?
Good.
I'm doing great. Thank
Good.
you for allowing me to be a part of your show, Tori.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tori.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, to go ahead and jump into this because we had a lot to discuss. We are talking about ghosting. So, therapist Tori, I'm gonna let you take it from here.
So, ghosting is when someone just kind of falls off the map. You get blocked, there's no more communication, and you actually don't know why. So, of course, this can happen obviously in relationships, it can happen with family members, friends, so that's what ghosting is. I guess in psychological language, we call it emotional cutoff. So,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
I think probably most of us have experienced it or done it at one point or another. So, y'all want to tell me about your ghosting experiences?
Oh, well, yes, I will go. I will start to get this ball rolling. But yes, I am normally the ghoster, not necessarily ghosty, but that doesn't mean that I haven't been ghosted before.
Uh-huh.
But being the ghoster, I did it because the situation wasn't engaging
Okay.
at all. Like I wasn't getting the same level of energy or interest, so I just stopped. I just felt like something else was worth my time. I didn't even engage. However, I don't block people. I just don't answer.
Okay.
I just don't answer. Sooner or later, you will get the gist of it that I'm not interested in anymore. Now, being the ghosty, me actually getting ghost, I actually didn't care all that much. I was like, okay, well, thank you. You did me a favor because sooner or later I was going to do it to you. And I don't know if that's just my level of detachment or defense mechanism, but it didn't really matter all that much to me. Now, I have done it to where it did hurt, but recently I was just like, you know what? I really don't care too much to even dive into the reasons why.
Okay.
All right. Miss Carla, what you have?
Mm.
She said,
No, ghosting for me is a no-no if you ghost me. So if you ghost me, don't think you're gonna pop up 3-4 months later and be like, "Hey, girl." No, no, you're not. No, you're not. And I mean, men do it. I will excuse it if it's a homegirl because I understand that women have stuff going on. But if we're dating, right, we're kicking it, everything's great. I just had, I was telling Troy, I was dating this guy heavily for a year. He lived in Las Vegas. He was flying here to see me all the time. We were talking every day, all these things, right?
uh-huh.
So then he came to see me. He goes back to Vegas. I'm like, "Did you get home?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm here." Okay, so I'm like, he's tired. No big deal. A week goes by, so I hit him up. I'm like, "Yo, is everything okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'll call you. I'll call you later." This is what he tells me. He never called me. That was in October,
Uh,
right?
Is he still saying he's gonna call you later?
Let
Like
me
now?
let me tell you what happened, goddess. So this Negro a few weeks ago pops up because I finally blocked him on. I blocked him on Facebook. I blocked him on everything because what he was doing was he hadn't texted me, called me, but he would actually have the audacity to get on my posts and like them or make comments,
Hmm.
right? So I was like, what kind of craziness is this? So I was like, I'm done with it. I was like, I'm clearing the deck of craziness, right? So he texts me and he says, "Hey, Carla, is everything good with you?" And I said, "What do you mean is everything good with me?" He was like, "Well, I don't see you commenting on Facebook that much lately." And I said, "Oh no, I blocked you." And he said, "Oh, you silly." He called me silly.
Well,
He said, "You're silly." He said, "You're silly. You would do something silly like that." And I said, "Sir, it's May. I have not heard from you since October. He said, I've been commenting on your Facebook. Sir, you are 54 years old." And so I cut him off. So he said, "Oh, you're good." He said, "I'm coming to North Carolina to see my daughter. I would love to, pick up where we left things off." "Oh, you mean you want to huck a buck, but you're not?" And so I blocked this dude. So he really thought he was gonna slide into town after not seeing me, talking to me, nothing, no reason. I still don't know why this dude just decided that I wasn't gonna be his cup of tea no more.
Did you ask?
We still good. We still good. No, we're not still good.
Well, that's funny. You should have read between the lines, is what he's telling you. I was commenting. I was present. I was virtually present.
No, ma'am. And now he isn't. Because I couldn't.
I'm assuming
he raggedy. She don't like him.
he raggedy next.
We all like him until we dislike him. I was like, wow.
But isn't that normally how it goes? Like, you like someone until you just don't. I know with me, I like you, and I will literally ride for you heavy until you give me a true reason not to. And it's like you, lack of communication, inconsistency, and I don't know how you do the verbiage, check me if I'm wrong, and it's just overall bullshit that I just will not placate. Like, I'm not going to engage in that. I'm not going to enable it. I'm not going to give you a room to think that any of that stuff is okay.
But people do give you signs. And I say, like I told my friends, my sign was the last time he came to visit me, we were having a great, time, laughing, chilling, whatever. So just out the blue, he's like, ha, 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 we're laughing, right? He said, "You know what, Carla?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I would make a terrible boyfriend."
Well, he told you. That wasn't a sign. That was a declaration.
And I said,
I mean, Tori, am I wrong?
Yeah, that's a real big red flag. But
not only a declaration,
historically,
but a proclivity. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have been notorious for ignoring big red flags.
Oh, honey.
I mean, in retrospect, I get it now. But when I'm saying it was just so random. It was just like so out of nowhere. And I've had, other men ghost me and tell me stuff like, "You know what, Carla, you're such a good woman." And then they be gone.
Maybe they were not ready for a good woman. They like swamp water. Maybe they like playing in swamp water. I mean, come on, man. Everybody can't handle the responsibilities of a Victorian waterfall. You got to stay in those mud creeks and ditches and all that stuff that you're used to. So,
as my big mama used to say, and some men just like street shit.
There it is.
Well, I've learned to listen now. However, my last situation, the red flags and everything were there, like in my face, and I chose to, like, okay. The lies were there, like me was telling me we shouldn't do this shit. And normally I listen to me. But this time I decided, you know what? Hopefully me is wrong this time. We were not. We were not. So, but yeah. So I ended up, but this is the big thing. He ghosted me while we were in the same house. There was no level of communication, no intimacy, no conversation. It was nothing. We were just passing ships. That right there was enough for me to say.
I had that for kids to do. That's why I don't.
He was literally So he was physically present, but mentally, emotionally, and all that, he was checked out. So we
Yeah.
didn't say anything to each other.
Wow.
Yeah, that's ghosting on a whole nother
Another
level.
level, yeah.
I've experienced that, Kelja. I had a dude living with me, and one day he was like, it's not me, it's me, it's not you. Well, I found out later that he was gay.
Well, it really wasn't.
Well, it
you.
really wasn't you.
There
He
was
was
nothing.
bisexual.
But what I'm
Correct.
saying, there was nothing you could ever do to turn him on.
Nothing. And he would tell
Nothing.
me, he was like, "You're the best person and you helped me when I was down. But, it's just not you, it's me." And I feel like, what is this
And
dude?
it is.
So people said I was disrespectful when I started bringing another dude in my house. Because, see, my name was on the list. While he was
Okay.
there, he didn't care.
Okay.
And maybe that would prompt you to leave a little quicker. And it did. I
Well,
did.
I think it was a question for the fellas. What was the question?
Yes, I'll
B?
bring it. The question was, Javetta was saying he's almost 60 and still playing games. When did the game stop? So she was asking me and Devin what y'all got. Well, I was letting the ladies get it all out, and then we was going to go in. Devin, you go ahead. What you got to add to that?
Yeah, so when it comes to ghosting, I'll say probably middle school is when I started to kind of experience it and kind of learn, like, okay, this is what distance communication is like, or, no communication. And in middle school, I was getting ghosted on first, and that became to a point where it started to hurt my feelings and everything. So started to hurt my feelings. So I got into high school, and I was like, well, I've been getting ghosted, throughout my life, throughout my teenage years. I'm gonna start ghosting back. So once I started doing that, right now I'm kind of like in between, depending on who I talk to. If I talk to somebody that I know is not worth my time, I'm like, okay, I'll probably try and ghost them, but I'll try to do it like respectfully, like let them know, like, I don't see anything, going on with us in the future. And
but if you tell him that, is it really ghosting?
hold on, what'd you say?
I said, if you tell them, I don't see a future with you, so there's no need for us to continue, and then you just stop. Is that ghosting? Because you gave them that precursor that we are about to stop. Like, you told them as a courtesy.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because sometimes I'll tell girls that, but they won't take me serious. And they'll be like, oh, you're just, you're trying to play around, or you're trying to do this and that. But, really, they'll see it as ghosting, and they'll start being petty, or they'll start, trying to, do something on the side that will necessarily, won't be appropriate. So it's like,
I don't think that's.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot to. My fault. I should have introduced him properly. Devin is actually interning with me this summer. So he's an intern student from Houston Tillotson University. So that's why his background is high school and middle school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And some college. However,
I went to a lot of college. I had a few dudes.
I did not get ghosted in college, but I ghosted a lot.
Yeah.
I just don't.
It was mutual. But the weird thing is, I was with the same guy mostly through college.
Oh, well, I'm not.
What's your sign, Devin? Are you Libra?
He's a Sagittarius.
You a Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm.
However, his moon and rising has to be something that calms that out.
But I don't know, because I know some Sagittarius dudes who are very calm on the surface.
Oh yeah.
But to what you were saying, Devin, I don't believe that's not on you at all. You told them, they chose not to listen. That's not your responsibility anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, therapist.
No, I mean, I can agree with you on that. I think as long as there's communication and you're being, honest and genuine with your communication and saying, hey, I don't really see this working, I mean,
but a
what
year?
else? What else is there to say?
But what I'm saying is that what if you just say, you know what, I thought I liked you, but I don't. So yeah.
Okay. Do you like? Do you say why?
Yes, I thought I liked you, but I don't.
Wow.
I thought I liked you, but I don't. We just don't mesh well together. I don't believe that I'm what you need. You like mellow, you like low. Sometimes I'm high energy and you can't keep up. And I'm not saying that's a drag to me, but I don't want to push you out your comfort zone before you're ready. So I don't like you like that anymore.
Okay. All right. I mean, I guess that has to be enough,
Because I don't know what
I'm
else.
talking to a man when I'm talking to you, because men say stuff like that. They be like, I'm not really feeling you like that, but then they'll hit you up at midnight talking about
I'm not doing that. I don't want to have anything to do with them on any level. But I can't believe you just said that. I take that as a compliment. No, I'm just playing.
Because they do stuff like that. You be like looking at them because they really be explaining it to where it makes sense, and you be looking at them like, sir, no.
But I just don't. Like, if I'm not feeling you on that level.
What do you mean?
That is the reason. Our conversations were great at first, but now they're not. I don't get anything from this. You happened.
What the hell? What happened exactly? You have to be able to tell me. You can't just tell me I happened. We've been kicking it for 6 months now. All of a sudden, you don't like me. Tell me why.
No. If it's 6 months, then I'm really liking you. This is like within the first 2 or 3 months. I'm saying, no. If you've made it into month 4, cross that threshold, and like I'm actually, because I'm a busy person, so if I'm actually making time for you, then I actually like you. I can see something. Maybe it's not clear, but it's something there that's intriguing me that keeps me coming back. And of course, everything will reveal itself over time, whether or not we should go any further. But if you make it past month 4, then yeah, I'm truly interested. But because, the first couple of months, it's really, you have to wait for that mask to come off. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to tell you who I am up front. You choose to believe it. You choose not to believe it. However, and as I tell everyone all the time, it sounds good in theory until you're in the thick of it. And reality is hitting you in the face. And now you saying I'm a little bit too much to handle. Is that my damn fault when I told you I'm going to hold you accountable? Is that my fault when I said you're going to own your shit because it's not my cross to bear? You're not going to put that on me. That's not on me. I'll own my part. Maybe my response could have been a little bit more tactful, but your actions were for shit, so you get what you get.
Yeah. Troy, did you say your piece?
I'm sorry.
Never the ghoster. I've been ghosted before, but strangely enough, I never really put a title to it, if you would. This was a long time ago, but I do. People get busy, and if whatever they're doing is more important than trying to reach out to me, I get it, and I don't I don't let those things faze me. So, but yeah, I believe I got ghosted.
Okay,
but that was the question. The question is, at what point do grown men stop this foolishness? Because as I stated to you, this man, correction, I said 54. Correction, he's 57.
He's 3 from 60. 3 from 60.
So, sir, I want to know. And I understand, and don't tell me, well, I had 2 horrible marriages.
What does that have to do with you?
Then you shouldn't be dating them. No, I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? You shouldn't be dating. And I'm not talking about just spending time with me. I'm talking about planning dates, spending money, taking me out to eat, taking me to show, doing the whole 9 yards. And then you just like, yeah, I'm out.
But okay, I can see that.
Just a year?
I know. I'm saying I can see that. I can see why you would be pissed and just like forget it.
And so now you can't just bop up and say, unless you were in the ICU somewhere or dead and God rose you back to life, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, so they got the Lazarus syndrome.
Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tori.
oh, I'm sorry. Well, I think definitely been on both sides of the coin, right? Like I've been ghosted and I have also ghosted other people and for different reasons. Like, Goddess, like what you were saying, maybe I lost interest for some reason or something happened that I felt was disrespectful. And this is not something that I want to continue. Now, I will say, even though I have done that, I do feel like it's more appropriate to communicate and say, like, okay, this is my issue, or this is how this made me feel. You know, irregardless of whether you interested in continuing or not, I feel like that communication is important. Because honestly, the times that I've done it, I have said to myself, you know, you probably could have handled that a little bit differently, or you probably could, maybe there was another way to deal with that situation rather than just stopping all communication. So,
yes.
But I think there a couple of comments have been made. I don't know if we're.
I'll go ahead and bring it back up. Solres says, being a phantom is an unfortunate skill I have. I can disappear right in front of you.
Yes.
That's my opinion. Men usually disappear when there's no true connection. Most time, women were, quote, active, that they've grown bored with. Activity, thank you. That they've grown bored with. And Elliot Jackson says, some people are not, quote, right. They are just right now.
And that is fine, but why not say that from the jump? This is just something that we're doing. Like, this isn't going to go anywhere. You're literally something to do, something to occupy my time, because sometimes you just really, truly need a distraction from whatever the real world is. And it's okay to just say that. What I found is that you get further with me with true honesty, because you never know what time I'm on. I may be in that same realm that you're in. I'm trying to play in that same play box. Like, I am very busy. I have this going on. I have that going on. So if you just want to come through late night, then maybe we can do that. If it's just going to have laughs and stuff, we can do that too. Say you don't want anything seriously, but however, my thing of it is the lie in the front of it. To say, well, yeah, I'm really looking for someone and you are what I'm looking for, and I've never met a person like you. Boy, fuck you. Sorry about that, Tori.
I've been trying not to drop the earphone the whole time.
But I'm just saying, it's that lie that gets you into a different headspace where telling the truth, we can be on an evil playing field. I know what to expect. So if you disappear, it doesn't matter because I already knew exactly what it was.
What there was a couple of more comments. What did Soul Red say?
Soul Red says, if you don't matter to me, why would I tell you?
Right.
Why wouldn't you? Like, to me, that's highly immature. Why wouldn't you just say, you know what, this no longer matters to me. I'm done playing. I respect you more for the truth, regardless of the effect, because now you've told me the truth. The responsibility to digest it is on my own. The acceptance is now on me. But if you mislead me, now you're responsible for my headspace and how I act after that. Just don't freaking lie. It removes you from the other counterpart's responsibility.
But I also say that I've been ghosted because of the, I always tell men say, oh, I really want to get to know you. No, you like the reality. You like the idea of me versus the reality of me. Like, when you start really getting to know me and you realize, like I say, I'm busy, right? I'm busy. Like, on the weekends, I'm doing shows. of some sort. I'm doing something. I'm rarely sitting still. And most men say, "Oh, I like a woman that grind. I like a woman that be on her grind." And then when they realize you're really on your grind, I've had men tell me, "Well, I didn't realize you was gonna be like really, doing what you was doing." But I told you. I mean, you met me in my element.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you met me in my element. You know what I do. And most men say they want a woman that grind, but they really don't. And that's something I'm learning too. And so that's my whole thing is, listen, if you don't, what man tell you say, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Just leave me alone. Because that's the option. That's the option. Leave me where I'm at. Don't even come over here and bother me. If you know that you're not a person that sticks and stays, just go away.
Yes, I've been in a situation where a dude asked me why you didn't call me anymore. I'm like, why I didn't call you anymore? Dude, you negotiated the terms of this agreement. I was just the closer. You set yourself up to be left alone, and I gave you what the hell you asked for.
Okay.
No call, no show will be job abandonment. Now I'm looking for other applicants, and you can't handle that. That's not on me. That's on you.
And they always want you more when you ignore them. I do not understand it. Anytime I never go to the dude, like when I be like, yo, I'm good. Because I'm not rude. I tell people, I'm not feeling you anymore. Like, you
just said I was wrong for saying that. Now
now you said it. Now I be like, this ain't what, but I'm going to tell you why. I don't feel you because, you know what? I don't like the way you talk to your mom. I see how you interact with your kid. I don't like the way you got all this baby mama energy on you. Like, I'm going to tell you why I stopped talking to you.
No, I've said that before. Like, I don't like how you govern your space. You don't have control of your space.
I'm not going to give no explanation.
No, I said not necessarily I don't need an explanation. If they ask, I will tell. But if they don't, so freaking what? I don't like to waste my breath. And I can be very communicative, but I'm not going to waste it on someone that's not hearing it and listening in the first place. And that pattern is already there. So why? I just leave you alone. You can't stop. Step one is to actually listen to me to get to know me. Why would I tell you why I'm not screwing with you anymore? I just don't fucking want to. I don't like you.
I'm glad you clarified that, because I guess I was thinking also that you were kind of saying, I just don't like you no more. And I'm not giving you a reason. Bye.
If they ask, like I said, if I tell you, how is that true ghosting? However, let me clarify, because yes, that did come off a little bit asshole-ish. So, if they ask why, I will tell you. But if they don't, then we're just going to leave it at that, because the why doesn't matter when I'm giving you what you're already showing me. It's to just leave you the hell alone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
And I had this one dude that you don't want to be rude to him. You don't want to hurt people's feelings.
But you just hurt mine. So I'm supposed to care. Hold on, this is my thing. You hurt my feelings. But I'm supposed to take in consideration as to how I respond to you as to not to hurt yours. The math isn't mathing there for me. The exchange isn't exchanging right. It's not giving what it was supposed to give.
Right. I get it. But no, I'm saying in the event that a guy thinks he's doing the right thing and he's not, and you tell him, hey, I don't like when you do A, B, C, D, E, F.
Oh, yes. Okay,
and they continue to do it. Like, I got this one. I don't got correction. I had a guy who was trying to take me out. He would just randomly duo me, and he'll pop up on my screen with his shirt on. He calls me sweetie. I hate when men call me sweetie.
Sweetie. Thank you.
I hate that.
Call me sweetie.
You call everybody sweet. I have been in the car with you and you call the girl in the drive-thru sweet. Don't you dare call me
Call me
sweet.
sweet. It has no meaning. It has no depth to it. It's just a shallow response that you give. I told the last person, don't call me love. I've seen you call everybody love. So when you being an asshole, you call someone love when it's said.
Yeah, I like that. But I say
So
amen.
it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, like I said, situations don't give what you said it was supposed to give. So I just don't want to do that anymore. So don't call me a generic placeholder that you call everyone. That doesn't move me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you haven't noticed, bitch, I'm not everyone. Don't do that.
So, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to play the Blast Artist of the Week. And that is our girl, Lily Lorraine. And this song is called Incredible.
Incredible. You're so incredible. I feel so high. Can't feel the ground I'm walking on no more. I'm gonna touch the sky. You know the things that I need. I'm up in outer space, and I can hardly breathe. I please you, I touch me and keep me up all night with me and hold me oh so tight. You're so incredible. You know I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss. Caress me and show me all you is. You're so incredible, 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 incredible. Let me in your dreams. Let me take control of your body. Sit back and let you see. Make this moment last. Time will never stand still for no one. Please don't watch it pass. You do all the things you know I like. Touch me and keep me up all night. Caress me and hold me oh so tight. You're so incredible. You know I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss. Bless me and show me all your ways. You're so incredible, 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 I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss. Caress me and show me all you is. You're so incredible, 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 incredible.
Yes, indeed. That is our girl, Lily Lorraine. And she is a part of the Blast Music family. And you too can also join blastmusic247.com. Register as an agent for free. Artist for free. And you can also join the family. So again, that's blastmusic247.com. Changing the industry one artist at a time. Alrighty, guys. So let's see here. When it comes to a person that's been ghosted, should we contact the person who we ghost?
I would say it depends, you know. Um, if you feel like it can be a productive conversation, yeah. If it's not going to be productive, if it's going to be just, angry, shouting, and then no, give it some more time if you really want to maintain, a connection with that person. That's what I would say.
So
What
yeah,
do you
so
feel? Go ahead.
I was ghosted, not to someone I'm talking to. I was ghosted for 10 days. 10 whole days. Now, normally I would have just said, F it all. However, when I actually talked to him later, it was because a close friend of his had got shot and died. However, and how he deals with that level of pain is he retreats within. And I told him, and that's all fine if that is your coping mechanism, if that's what you need to process. However, all you had to do was let me know that you need radio silence for a little bit. And I would have given you your space. But what you cannot do is just that, because you almost lost me. Because that's 10 days with nothing. And then you tell me that you saw my messages. You see I'm worried about you. You start typing me and then just delete everything and then throw your phone. But if you had the cognitive aptitude to start texting me, you should have completed that thought. So right now, the situation is a little questionable, because now all I have in my mind is, now when you see my text messages and then you don't respond, are you actually seeing them? Start to type, and so now you've planted that seed when all you had to do was let me know that something bad happened. I need a few days. I'll text you when I'm able to talk. That I would have understood.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, Carla. I'm sorry. Carla.
I just, sometimes I just do want to say I give up. Like, I just don't even want to be bothered with the whole male energy of things. But it's not just men. It's friendship to me, too. I've had friends who do the ghosting thing, and I understand that people have things happen. I totally get it, right? Like, we're all busy. We all have things going on in our lives. But I feel like if you genuinely care for somebody, and if you genuinely love or feel any kind of way for somebody that's positive, you don't see people hating. You tell people, listen, I'm going through some stuff right now, and I'm going to check back in maybe in a few days. 10 days?
Yeah, but this is the thing. So this is what I've always played into a factor. And Tori, therapist, you can tell me if I'm wrong. If you've never been called out on that before, and others have just let it slide, you think that's normal behavior. However, when someone brings it to your attention, like, dude, that's not okay. You can't do that, at least not with me, because people do have a tendency to bring old habits from one situation that works over there into a new situation, and then are shocked and surprised and in awe when you tell them that's not how we function over here. That's not how we conduct ourselves. We use our words. That silent treatment and all of that, those petty antics that you think are going to get a reaction out of me, is not going to yield the results that you think that it's going to result, because I'm not going to chase you. I'm going to just let it be. And it's going to be because of the decision and choices that you made that we're no longer going towards the destination that you thought we were going to go. So what I'm saying is, if you don't actually bring it to their attention, some people think that's okay because that's the way they've always functioned. That's their response to everything. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tori.
No, I think that's true. And, I think sometimes we think about, well, how valuable is this relationship to me? Because if I don't care that much, then I may not say anything because I don't really care. But if I actually care about this relationship, yes, I'm going to say something. And I do think, in either way, I do think it's important to say, like, hey, you're right. It's not okay. I need, regardless of what the situation is or what you're going through, you need to say something, because you're even not saying something is saying something.
Yes, because silence speaks volumes. Everything doesn't require a response if you're paying attention to the pattern and the habits.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Soul Res Music says, if you ghost me, your absence is the only answer I need. Elliot Jackson said, I will ghost you if you had said something or done something that I did not like that is a core part of your personality. This means it's something that's, no matter of talking, would change it. I don't want to change anyone. It's up to me to decide if I can deal with it. And the artist known as Lena has a truth and transparency question for Ghostface Killja. Would you ever give a MIS guy another chance if you had a true connection and he had life-changing bank?
Okay, so let's take the money out of it. That's never moved me. It's great if you have your own and it's sustainability, but the money has never been one of my key factors when deciding to talk to someone. If there's a true connection and we can seriously work it out, sure. But I need to see a level of consistency and an effort to change what you've already done. That's the only way I would even remotely consider it. And when we're talking, I need to know that you're going to take responsibility and ownership of your actions, accountability for what you did, understand how I feel about it, listen to me without the excuses, if that makes sense.
It does. Question: do you feel bad when you ghost someone?
Me? Is it a round table?
Is it
round
round-
robin?
Yeah.
Okay, we can start with Miss Tori.
I have. Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel bad about cutting off the relationship, but I felt bad about the fact that there were certain things I did not communicate. So, yeah.
I'm gonna go to my man Devin. Have you ever felt bad about ghosting someone?
Yeah, when I used to ghost girls, I'll say, I would feel bad, but it wouldn't be to the point to where it's like, oh, I think I need to talk to her. I think I need to do this. It would be like I would temporarily just feel kind of like I shouldn't have done that. And then the next day I'll just be like, I know why, I ghosted that person. So yeah, that's how I can put it.
Gotcha. Miss Carla.
Well, I had a question. So we're talking about ghosting, right? But there is a difference between ghosting and cutting someone off, because I don't feel like I ghost people. I feel like I cut people off, which I feel like is something totally different. Like, ghosting is you go away and you don't give an explanation. You just disappear. Like, I think people who ghost you, everything, like I said, everything's fine. And then you just disappear, okay? Versus if I cut you off, you did something. And, typically I explain it to you, but then some stuff, like you said, you don't even want to expound the energy to explain to a grown person that they did something that was out of order. Like some stuff you should know why I stopped dealing with you. Now, maybe you don't, but if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. Maybe. If I haven't thoroughly blocked you, because usually when I go on a blocking spree, I block you. Like, you can't call me. You can't social media me. You know not to come to my door. So you just don't see me anymore.
What if they show up to your shows?
Through other
But what
if,
Carla, hold on. But what, you are a comedian. You do what you do. But what you cannot do is block someone from a venue. So you got their money, and now you have their presence and their energy in your space of creativity. How would you actually handle that? Because that is something that you can't control, them showing up to your show just to talk to you. But you understand what I'm saying, Miss Tori?
Yes, yeah, I do.
It never happened.
It hasn't happened, so let's not put that energy out there. But I'm saying you should prepare yourself just in case. Because I have learned personally, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they're going to get in touch with you by any means.
People show up at my door. Those are people that I call having the audacity, like somebody who I haven't talked to in 6 months, and I walk outside and they sit in the parking lot.
Okay. And I understand that, but this is different. When I say they're disturbing your creative prowess, like they're disturbing what you do for money. Now you've blocked them, you don't want to engage with them at all, but now they have the audacity and the gall and the Thor-sized balls to show up and to do what you do. I'm just saying, I always look at things in all contingent aspects. So if I blocked you and I'm doing a speaking engagement, and I know that there is a chance that you will come, because my Facebook page is public because of some of the speaking engagements that I do. I put a picture at the door to say this person cannot come in under any circumstances. I got your damn monies, so thank you for your donation, but you cannot come in. You will not bother me.
Oh, see, I've never had that happen. And I think the reason why it has not happened, because people know that as sweet as I am, is as evil as I am. If you do that, I might act up a little bit in front of everybody. If you might not want me to do that.
Okay. So back to the question for me, have I ever felt bad for ghosting someone? I would actually say no, I haven't. But the reason why is because when I was in it with you, I was communicating what I didn't like, what your behavior and the reactions and how you made me feel. I was already communicating that. So the other step was to just stop. Just to stop. Now that to me, and that was with no precursor that I think we should go away with cutting someone off after being with that. It was just like, I don't like the way you talk to the waitress. You can do better than that. And because I found the true character of a person is how they treat someone that they don't need anything from. So if I see you,
go ahead. Finish your point.
If I see you treating someone less than just because you can, that's not okay with me. That speaks to your level of integrity and character. So I'm like, that's not a good thing. So yeah, I will cut you off, but I do not feel bad for doing what it is that I know I have to do in order to maintain and keep my peace. And yes, I have ghosted plenty of family members because they were not shit. So there you go.
So Miss Lady does ask, have you ever ghosted a family member? My man Devin, have you ever had to ghost a family member?
No. The majority of my family lives in either Florida or Georgia, and I only have like one cousin in Texas, so it's rare that I even do see family, and when I do, I just appreciate the time with them, regardless of, if I don't like them or not. So yeah, I've never ghosted a family member.
Gotcha. What about you, Miss Carla? Your face says everything.
I don't understand when we say go. Because like some people you just don't respond to, and I don't feel like ghosting. I feel like it's just I'm ignoring you. It's not the same as ghosting.
Are you
ghosting is I'm not gonna talk to you at all. Period. Ignoring you is I'm ignoring you until you come to me correctly. Because somebody I ghosted, I'm just done. I'm not talking to you. But I do have family members, include my own son sometimes, but he be on that foolishness, and I be like, no, I'm not. Don't call me. Don't email me. Don't nothing. You only come to me when you want something. But you know what I mean? So that's not the same as ghosting. That's just ignoring someone, right? Isn't it different?
Okay. Well, I've ghosted my mother and father for 6 years.
Girl.
Wow.
Job.
It happens. It happens. Not
Every
because I was
circumstance is
busy.
different.
Well,
Yes,
I can
not
feel
because.
somebody robbing you of your peace. Now, listen, I get it.
So it happens because we've never had a real close relationship. But what you will not do is make me feel guilty about your choices. So I'm just not gonna do that. So yeah, both. 6 years. My dad was probably longer. And guess what? I was okay with that, and I don't apologize for it at all. I stand by my decision. So when you say family member, I went to the one that birthed me and the one who ball sack I came from, ghosted for 6 to 10 years. Yes, I did.
Wow.
Didn't see me, didn't talk to me, didn't do anything. They called, they did this, nothing. And then when I did try to reach out, I'm like, okay, are we better? Or are we going to start where we were? And then when they try to bring it up, okay, I'm done. And that's it. Now our relationships are better because they realize I'm not with the foolishness. I don't care what title you hold. You're not going to make me feel guilty about something I never gave a shit about in the first place.
Okay.
And I did say that nonchalantly. I sure did because I don't care.
Therapist Tori, what about you? Any family members you ghosted?
No, I wouldn't say ghosted. And Carla, I get your distinction between ghosting and cutoff. You know, I do think there's been probably some cutoff, you know, with family relationships, but that has never been permanent, you know. You know, if there was ever a situation where we stopped talking, yeah, that it's open to repair that relationship, you know, whenever either one of us is ready to acknowledge what has taken place or what the issue is. So there probably has been a little bit of cutoff with family, but not ghosting.
Okay, well then I will stand corrected and say cutoff because we're talking again, kind of. But the relationship is open for a level of repair as soon as everyone owns their part. Because what I find with my parents, they believe just because you're my parents, they're beyond reproach. And that's not how this works over here. Everybody will own their part. I don't care your age. I don't give a damn that you're about to be 72 or 70. I don't care. I love you. Be right, so I will put you in a home.
Like, listen, because the children might get cursed and pray and everything.
What you
And
say?
they are the ones, you know, because sometimes your children just don't see, like, when it comes to family members, you have, I mean, I got a kid who's bipolar, and then I got another one who just does the most. When you got all these different personalities, and it's hard to cut your kids off. You know, and that's when you were talking about boundaries the other day. Like, you know, you gotta let people hit rock bottom. But when you are a mama, you like, am I really gonna let my kid hit rock bottom? And you know, as an adult, if they weren't your kid, you would be like, well, they just gonna have to sink or swim.
So my question to that is, if you constantly give them that safety net, at what point in time are they going to learn?
I know. And listen, I've had to do the tough love thing. I'm doing the tough love thing now. But it's a hard thing because you're walking a fine line when it's somebody you love and you gave birth to. And that's what, you know, I hate to see parents and kids have strained relationships. I understand that they occur. Trust me, I know better than anybody because I have a daughter who me and her have literally fist fights. She can't beat me. And that's the thing. Like I told her, I don't know why you thought you could fight me. But my brother like, honey, but we can fight. But you can't do that because it's emotionally crazy. It makes you feel like you're on this roller coaster thing. And so you have to cut people off, even your own family. Like I know people who have been molested by their parents and they end up forgiving them and dealing with them.
But I don't think the forgiveness is much so for the parents. I think that's for you, so you don't be trapped in that constant cycle and reliving. It's at some point in time, like for me, the reason why my parents and I started back talking, of course, it wasn't any molestation thing. It was more of a control thing because of the money. And I won't be controlled. I'll just go make my own.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
However, is like the way that they tried to bend me and willed me into what they wanted me to be. And me being the only girl child and the only girl grandchild, I guess I was, in their mind, I was easier to control than the boys. Little did they know that was not the case. So we actually had to have a come to Jesus moment. And I told them, just because you birthed me, your job was to literally mold me, guide me, mentor me, set certain boundaries, not limitations on me, but I am not yours to control. And under no shape, form, or fashion am I yours to control. Just because you had me doesn't mean you own me. Period. At some point in time, you can't tell me to have a voice of my own, and then when I use it against you, now I'm being disrespectful. It doesn't work like that.
Heard there, been that.
So with that being said, our relationship is now being prepared because they understand that while I love you, I'm doing very well by myself. Why I love you, I don't necessarily have to be around you. Who's losing more here, me or you? Because there's certain milestones in my life that you have missed, all because you wanted to will me to what you thought I could be. But I'm doing just fine.
All right, guys. Well, look, we are almost at the hour mark. We are going to wrap this up. I want to thank Kelja, Carla, and Devin. And you can
thank you.
Kelja, the Princess Goddess, on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time through the Blast Media Network on YouTube. And you can see Miss Carla. Is it now Thursdays versus Sundays?
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday at 8 o'clock. Also, Crazy Carla's Concoctions every Thursday at 8. Now, Miss Tori, we didn't because we were in a rush, but please tell people where they can reach you as well as your office and whatnot.
Well, my physical office is actually in Austin, Texas, 6633 Highway 290 East, Suite 112. Online, it's www.bdorseytherapy.com. So,
yes, please go to room 112.
Listen, I need to listen. She listen. I be sitting over here thinking about myself.
It reminds you of that song, right?
Please come to room 112.
So I really thank everyone for coming out tonight and being a part of the podcast. Thank you so much for your time. And anything you got to say, Miss Tori, before we roll out?
No, just want to thank everyone for being here, for participating, and look forward to the next time. Thank you. Thank you.
Anytime.
So everybody have a good night.
Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome.